Hello everyone, Firemac here, and let's jump right back into it. Ready? Here we go. We ambled home together in the darkness, PBG, Satch, and Mai, all enthusiastically patting themselves on the back for a job well done. I thought of Jared, working away in the silence of the back of the theater. He should be celebrating too, not working. Still, I wasn't allowed in the theater, so there wasn't much I could do. I looked at the macaron in my hand. It was so beautiful, almost even more so in the faint moonlight. I didn't know Jared could bake. Oh, the macaron? Jared's pretty good at everything, to be honest. I don't think I've ever seen him really fail at something. He's always been a spotless kind of person.
Yeah!
A sparkling person, that's the thing about him. He's the real deal. Most people just pretend to be cool or to have everything under control. Jared actually does. I've never seen him do anything that didn't seem thoroughly planned.
What?
Really? He's never had an embarrassing moment or something? Not that I can remember.
Uh-huh.
I know everything about Jared. PBG's face clouded over. But I wonder how he does it. He can't just be good at everything. Couldn't he? Everyone has to fail at some point. Not technically. There could be a person on this world who was good at everything he touched. If so, that's Jared. PBG shrugged, and the two went back to debating the finer points of Throne of Games. I like how they didn't even try that one. That's one of their laziest references. They just literally switched it. Game of Thrones, Throne of Games. Okay, that's cool.
Hey.
Aren't you going to eat that? I looked up. Satch was pointing at the macaron. It was gorgeous, immaculate even. It would be a shame to eat it, especially when he worked so hard on it.
Well...
No, I want to keep it for a while first. Okay, make sure you eat it before it gets hard, though. I nodded. The macaron was delicate. If I pressed too hard, it would definitely collapse. It was good quality, and macarons weren't easy to make. I didn't really know much about Jared, did I? I didn't notice he was planning anything. I didn't know he could bake. As the day's heat evaporated from the ground, a doubt slipped into my mind. I was his girlfriend, sure. But what did I really know about him? Dun dun dun. Oh snap, chapter 3, what, he is sad and he's angry, what, okay. When I laid my head on the pillow that night, my heart was soaring. Jared's girlfriend. I was Jared's girlfriend. Only a few weeks ago, I had arrived at that county knowing no one, unsure whether I would even make a friend. Now I, Hana Mizuno, was dating the most beautiful guy in school. I kept trying to picture what dating Jared would be like, but mine came up blank. And the more I thought about it, the more the joyous butterflies in my stomach turned to heavy seeds of doubt. Jared was experienced in a way that I was not. I'd never had a boyfriend before. I could feel a sneeze coming. I'd never even been kissed before. And the sneeze is gone. With Jared, it seemed like everything happened so fast, like the tea ceremony. It was certainly the most romantic thing anyone had ever done for me, and I liked it a lot. But only after it happened did I realize how overwhelming it had all been. I didn't know what having a boyfriend would be like or what my limits were. The unknown was facing me like a dark abyss. My chest tightened, and my thoughts raced out of control. What if things with Jared moved too fast? What if he expected too much of me as his girlfriend? What if I disappointed him? What if he disappointed me? What if he tried to kiss me tomorrow? Oh my gosh! Yeah. Ugh. I flung up and out of bed. There was no point in trying to sleep with my mind racing like this. Is something wrong? A shuffling came from my... Oh my god. Oh god, saliva in the throat. Sorry. A shuffling came from Mai's top bunk. Did I wake her? Yes, you did. I flipped on the light switch. Mai sat up on her bed, completely awake. Did I wake her, or was she having a hard time sleeping too? Everything okay?
No.
I think I'm kind of freaked out. Freaked out? Why? Jared and I are so different. He probably has a really different idea of how our relationship will go. I'm kind of scared. Mai crawled down from the top of her bunk and plopped herself onto mine. Okay, but you know, relationships are two-way streets. It's not like you just have to sit there and let him do whatever he wants. You can tell him if you don't want to do something. I guess. Is there something else? I've never kissed anybody before, and he'll probably want to kiss me tomorrow. How am I supposed to... I see. Don't worry, Hana. Just leave it to me.
What? Yeah!
I've got kiss coaching verification. Sit down. It's time for class. I plopped myself onto the floor in front of Mai. She grabbed a pencil off her desk, then whirled to my face. Hana, what is the number one rule of kissing? Oh, whoa, did I go? Okay, no, I'm good. What is the number one rule? I don't know. Don't drool.
Really?
Wouldn't it be like, don't hurt? Say it with me. Don't drool. Oh yeah, she also said it. Don't drool. Mai walked me through the apparent cardinal sins of kissing. Don't bump your teeth together, don't miss, don't shove your tongue into his mouth, don't even think about biting until you reach an advanced kissing rank. She tried to teach me where to place my hands, how to tilt my head, whether the lips should go above or below.
Well...
Jared's taller than you, so you'll probably go below. The whole thing made my head spin. The more she told me, the more worried I got. There was just too much to remember. You know, I could help you practice if you want. Oh, dang. Ooh, getting saucy in here. Oh, things are getting saucy in here. It's mine. Oh, they're gonna kiss. Do it. Do it. I mean, it doesn't count if it's between friends. Then you know what to expect. Fine. It never hurts to ask. I like Mai. She's freaky. I like it. By the time Mai finished, it was early in the morning. There was no way either of us would feel particularly good when he woke up, but at least we were finally tired enough to sleep. Before we left the next morning, Mai made a final check. Teeth brushed? Check. Light dabs of perfume? Check. Show me your teeth. Well, I'm not going to actually show you my teeth. My teeth are horrible right now. Sorry. Check.
Yeah!
Everything's in place for your first kiss. Are you excited? Not really. Nervous? Don't worry. Just remember what I taught you. What's the first rule? Don't drool.
Perfection.
You've got it. Mai pushed me into the hall and locked the door behind us. It didn't occur to me until just now, but I almost felt like Mai was overcompensating with this whole kissing thing. Was she upset that I was dating Jared, or was it something else? Let's go. She's got it in for PBG or Shane. I think if this is written right, they're trying to misdirect us with PBG, but it's actually Shane. I kind of feel like that might be a thing. Even walking to Poppy Hall, I was surrounded by whispers and giggles. See that girl from last night? Jared's girlfriend? Ugh, she's so lucky. Wait, tall boy. Was that on purpose? Okay, I guess. I didn't like being the center of attention, but nobody seemed to care. I felt like everyone was watching my every move. Mai turned to block them from my view, and thoughts with an anecdotal account of the time she fell into a swimming pool and her top came out, but it wasn't helping at all. Wait, hold on. Mai tried to block them from my view, and thoughts with an anecdotal account of the time she fell. Oh, okay. Good to know. Moving on. We walked into Poppy, and my heart sped into overdrive. It was pumping even faster than usual, probably because I was so damn tired. All I wanted to do was lay my head down and wait for the day to be over. I scanned the hallway nervously, looking for the familiar sparking light emanating from Jared. Oh no, there he was, down the hall. Sparkling. A mixture of joy and dread hit me. I stopped in my tracks. I was so worried about what I should do when I kissed him that I forgot to come to an actual conclusion about whether I was okay with our first kiss being like this. Mai pressed the small of my back, ushering me forward. Come on, come on, Hana. No need to be so nervous. Ugh. No need to be so nervous. You'll do great. I'm so excited for you.
Good morning.
Hana, good morning. Good morning. Well, I need to head to class because I have a test I gotta talk to. PBG passed by us at that moment, carefully avoiding Jared and my eyes. PBG! I need to talk to PBG!
What?
What? No, he already said it. Let's go!
Hana.
Hi.
Jared. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed a few girls had stopped in the middle of the hallway to watch. I tried to ignore them and focus on Jared. It's sunny today. It is. Nice one. Maybe I should have allocated some of my training to small talk. More and more students gathered around. I felt trapped. The cafeteria is serving pulled pork sandwiches today.
Nice.
I really like pork. In one swooping motion, Jared closed the distance between us and pulled me into his arms, probably to shut me up. I didn't know whether to be grateful or more nervous. From the way Jared grabbed me, my hands were shoved up against his chest, and it was rather difficult to move. I squirmed, uncomfortable to suddenly be so close. How was I supposed to put my hand onto his neck if we were like this? He was really warm, though, lean and weary. Weary? Is it weary? Wiry? No, I don't know. His chest was so flat. Were all boys' chests this flat? No, I'm sorry. Unless you're big like me, then you got little curves here, little movies. Some little movies. Something pressed the top of my head, and I glanced up to see Jared smiling down at me. I took a deep breath to calm my heart, but it was so no use. It's no use! Sorry. Little Game Grumps came out. The crowd around us giggled and whispered. The cheeks grew unbearably warm. Could everyone tell I was blushing too? He was saying something to me, but I couldn't quite make out the words. I just felt his chin bopping against the top of my head. I grew more and more tense, becoming a plank of wood more than a human girl, but Jared didn't seem to notice. It wouldn't have been so bad, but I could feel 40 pairs of eyes staring at the side of my face. My mind was in overdrive. Suddenly, Mr. Saitomo appeared to the left of us, and I exhaled a sigh of relief. Asagao had strict PDA policies. Mr. Saitomo would disperse the crowd and save me from this hell. Oh, young love, as fleeting as blossom themselves. It's so nostalgic. He laughed. I lifted my horrified gaze to Jared, who had been talking the entire time without a word getting through to me.
Hana?
I gulped. Then he started coming closer and closer, closer. He really was going to kiss me then. But I couldn't get my hand up to his face. How was I supposed to tilt? What was I? I squeezed my eyes shut. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do it. I shoved Jared away. He stumbled backwards, his hands flying up next to his head as if I were threatening to shoot him. Gasps rippled through the surrounding crowd.
Hana?
What's wrong? What happened? I'm sorry, I just... Jared stared at me with an expression that could only be described as hurt. God, way to fuck it up, Hana. Way to fuck it up, Hana! He approached me again in concern, grabbing my hand, but I jerked my hand away. I didn't want to, somehow make it worse. But the look on his face told me that that was the wrong move, too. I'm sorry. I forced my way out of the circle, disappointed voyeurs, running to the classroom. I spit to my seat, mind humming. That wasn't how I wanted things to go. Mai was staring at me, head in her hands. How'd it go? Not well. You didn't drool, did you? It's the #1 rule, Hana! I knew we should have practice. I pushed him away. Oh. I don't think I'm really comfortable with PDA. What is PDA? Am I missing something? What does PDA mean? Because when I think of PDA, I think of the little device, PDA. Personal something assistant. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Alright, anyway. It wasn't that I didn't like what was happening, but everybody was staring at me. Everyone knows about us. I don't want this to be everyone's moment. I want it to just be just mine. I wasn't thinking about us at all. I was thinking about everyone else. I feel like I really messed up. Jerry looks so disappointed. Maybe I jumped into this too soon. Hana, relationships aren't just about pleasing the other person. They're about learning more about yourself and someone else.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to think things slow, tell him. Jared's a good guy. I'm sure he doesn't want to make you uncomfortable.
I'll support you.
Just be honest. You like him. He likes you. If you focus on that and remember how you feel, you'll be fine. I nodded. It wasn't like Jared and I were exactly suited to each other, but maybe we didn't make sense as a match, as so many girls helpfully pointed out. But he picked me, didn't he? I liked him. I wanted this to work out. I wanted to be a good girlfriend. I'll try to talk to him. Being honest is probably good, I think. Mai nodded and turned back to her book. I spent the rest of that morning's class drilling the coming conversation in mind. I was sure Jared would understand, but it didn't make the wait any easier. With a heart-beating heart, I carried my food up to the normal boots table. It would be best to talk to him now, before I let the issue steep too long. But I still wasn't even sure what I was going to say. This was the worst.
Hana!
At some point I sat down at the table. When he finally had my attention, Gerard smiled. I'll say we're all going to have a look out for you now. This guy is a dog, isn't he? I still can't believe you picked him, of all people. He laughed, and after a second, the rest of the guys started laughing too. The laughter was short and stilted, and I realized something was off. Actually, I wanted to talk about that. It's not a big deal that we're dating now. You guys shouldn't treat me any different. And you especially shouldn't treat Hana any different.
Right.
We know that. No, I'm serious. Hana is Hana. If I see any of you treating her like Jared's girlfriend, I will attack you with a megaton hammer. Is that a challenge? It might be. The two laughed and Jared sat down again. That must have been weighing on their minds. I didn't even think about how our dating would affect the group. Was it naive to think nothing would change? He glanced at me and smiled, his eyes crinkling at the edges. I smiled hesitantly back at him. It was nice to know he was looking after me, but I hadn't considered this. There was just so much I hadn't thought about. Swallowing, I tried to get Jared's attention from across the table. I had to talk to him. Hey, Jared? We were passing out cupcakes with Paul's face on them for hours. You'd figure cupcakes would be something people wanted. It's free sugar. Would you eat something with this guy's mug on it? I'm insulted. Good, it was an insult. He couldn't hear me over the conversation. I picked up my food, barely able to eat any of it. My mouth was too dry. I hated conflict. How on earth could I disappoint Jared? Jared got up to dump his tray, and I sprang to my feet after him. Lovebirds. Everyone laughed as I, blood rushing to my face, fell into step alongside Jared. As I fell into step alongside. Okay, that makes more sense. Nice of you to join me. I needed to talk to you. Stupid stammer. Immediately, Jared became concerned. Yeah, totally. What's wrong? Can we go somewhere private? He nodded. After I dumped my tray, we left the cafeteria and went out into campus. I could breathe a little easier here. The air was clear and the sun gave me life instead of draining it like the fluorescence did. Okay, hit me. Why would I do that? He stared at me. Oh, right. I wanted to talk there? I swallowed and tried again. Something bothering...
Hana.
Are you okay? Jared reached for my shoulder. I took a step back and pointed at his outstretched hand. There! There!
What?
That makes me really uncomfortable. There was a short silence. Jared put his hands in his pocket as my brain caught up to what I just said. Wait, that came out very wrong. I glanced at him nervously, but his face was blank. I'd hope so. What were you trying to say? I don't like it when we're in public. It makes me uncomfortable. His eyebrows snapped together for a moment, and then his face went back to neutral. You're not ashamed of me, are you?
What?
No, of course not! Why would I like you. I'm really proud to be your girlfriend. I'm sorry, I'm not making any sense right now. I'm just making it worse. I scrunched my eyes together, rubbing them vigorously. I should have gotten more sleep. Jared ran a hand through his perfect hair. It's just that I'm not used to dating anyone, and I'm kind of scared. I'm really excited, too. I'm happy that I'm dating you, but I'm super nervous. I know you probably dated a lot of girls, but I don't have that same kind of experience. I don't want to mess this up, and I don't know what's normal. Even though I like it, I'm kind of uncomfortable with kisses and stuff in public. It feels like that should be a private thing to me for right now. Is that okay? I was about to start again when I noticed Jared was smiling.
All right.
I understand. You do? Of course! Besides, I was thinking about you. I was just happy to be dating you. I forgot that not everybody has as much experience as I do. Not everyone's as touchy as I am, either. He raised an eyebrow and I flushed. I wanted you and everyone else to know how I felt about you. I don't mind that, it's nice. I'm just not used to it. I'm usually not the center of attention, so I'm a little nervous. We'll give it time. Don't feel bad about it, Hana. I'm glad you told me to. No matter what, you don't change for other people. Even now, I find it admirable. Admirable? Like a knight? Sure, something like that. Although, I'd rather be your knight. I'd like that. Jared, thank you. I was so nervous about talking to you. Hana, you can come to me for anything. I want to be here for you. That's why I want to date you, after all.
Jared.
You're the best. Do you really think... Of course I am. It's almost time for class again. I'll walk you? Yes, please. Jared dropped me off at class, and instead of hugging me, he waved goodbye. I felt a little bad, but Jared didn't seem to mind it at all. As I headed into the classroom, the happenings that I felt at the tea ceremony came flooding back to me. It really was that easy. Jared was a good boyfriend. Whatever that meant. Oh, shoot!
Yo, what's up?
It was late at night, past curfew, and mine and I were up working on homework due the next day. I forgot my math book, and I don't really get how to finish this problem. Let me see. I crept to my desk and leaned over my shoulder. Yeah, good luck. Ugh, you don't have your book with you. I do most of my homework while waiting for volleyball practice to start, so no. I sighed. I'm gonna have to get it. You don't think I'll get in trouble for being out past curfew, do you? Curfew was a surprisingly big deal at Asagao. The academy worked with a 3-strike system. Get 3, get going. Most offenses weren't as big a deal to earn you a strike, but for some reason, curfew was. It was probably meant to curb rebellious teenagers and their flighty romances, but honestly, a curfew wasn't going to fix anything. So hold on, let me stop for a second. Let me think about this. If curfew is such a big deal, and the other 2 routes I played, weren't we basically almost completely always out past curfew? Weren't we? Was that not implied? But nothing happened. But now suddenly curfew's a big deal. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. You're going to get a book, so if you get caught, just tell them that. I've heard a few people do that and get away with it. Okay, I'll be back in 10 minutes or so. You better be, or I'm coming after you. I bet you liked it, huh, Maya? I chuckled and headed out. To be honest, I really didn't like the darkness, especially not when no one else was out. I could deal with it if I was expecting other people, or had other people around, like after the tea ceremony, but I hated being out alone. I stepped out into the wet night air. It was significantly colder now. I forgot it was still spring. Summer was a while away. Deep shadows carved into the main campus ground, only illuminated by stray street lamps. Considering most students weren't supposed to be out this late, the lamps were few and far in between. Long stretches of darkness, deep darkness, where no one would notice a small girl getting mugged, separating me and Poppy Hall. Okay, the way I read that did not flow right, but it's, yeah. Anyway, continuing. Be brave, Hana. Yeah. This was just a weird vestige of being raised as a girl. In reality, I could handle anything that came my way. Provided it weighed less than me and I was shorter than 5 foot 2 inches. Crap. I speed walked across the campus paths, wind blew through the trees, across the lawn, and through the crevices of buildings, creating a sound somewhere between whistling and moaning. The moon wasn't giving much light tonight either. The clouds guarded it like jealous lovers. Oh, thank goodness. I finally made it to the doors of Poppy Hall and crept inside, heart hammering with relief. I quickly and quietly climbed the stairs to the 3rd floor and fumbled past the lockers. It was so much harder to find mine when it was a pitch black in a building. Wait. My heart leapt into my throat, and I squinted into the darkness, hoping I wasn't seeing what I thought I was. A sliver of light peeked from underneath a door at the end of the hall. Adrenaline pumped through my veins, giving me a pleasant floating feeling, but also making me feel kind of sick. The thing was, though, I didn't think that door led to a teacher's office. It looked more like one of the smaller classrooms. A quiet curiosity seized me. Are we about to catch Jared playing Dungeons and Dragons like we did in Satch's route? I think we are. Sure, it might be a teacher, and it might get in trouble, but what if it wasn't? Surely it wouldn't hurt just to creep past and see if I can find anything out, right? We didn't have cults at this school, did we? I quickly opened my locker, got my book out, and tucked it under my arm. No harm just checking on my way out. I shuffled to the door, careful not to put too much weight behind my steps. As I came closer, I heard the soft murmuring of voices. I'll hold his arms, and then we'll slice open his stomach. No, we need to go after his girlfriend. Once he's out of the way, her dad will pay so much. We'll get caught immediately if we do that. I think we should just tuck him out of the way and not kill him ourselves, so we can't get charged. They were going to kill someone? In a surge of bravery, I thrust the door open. I knew it! Caught him! Caught him! Caught him! What? Caught him! Is that Brutal Moose? That kind of looks like Brutal Moose. Brutal Moose, Space Hamster, and Jared. Oh, the names are right there. Jared, Caddy, Luke, Ian, and Jeff sat around an arrangement of desks in the center of the room. Caddy, Luke, Ian, and Jeff. So it's literally Jared with the hidden block. Hidden block. Well, it's been a while since I said their group name. Hidden block. Normal boots, hidden block. Yeah. On the top of the makeshift table was a giant grid with odd lines and tiny figurines sitting on top. Jared was dressed in a wizard's uniform, hovering over a crystal ball that had some kind of dice in its center. And they all stared at me in shock. What are...
Hana!
Oh my goodness, they're all dressed up. What are you doing here? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Luke. What are you wearing, Luke? Oh my god. Why is he in a cat suit? Why are you in a cat suit, dude? Why? It's just so awkward. Oh my gosh. I'm like speechless on that. Let's continue. Hana, this isn't what it looks like. Okay. We were just, Quick! Grab her! Lock the door! Ian and Jeff rushed at me. Eek! I dodged to the left, and the two collapsed in a heap on the ground. Get her! Faster! Come back here, I've got a buster sword. Oh, wait, you're supposed to... But don't you hate Final Fantasy, Caddy? Why are you the Final Fantasy guy? Because that's clearly... That's clearly, you know, Cloud. That's the mercenary thing with the one shoulder pad.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll destroy you, my neon cat powers. Why is it gotta have the oh yeah? Screaming in terror, I jumped to the side and over Jeff and Ian's collapsed bodies. The door stood wide open for my escape.
Hana.
I bolted around the corner and down the stairs. Thankfully, they were entangled in a room that was barely big enough to fit them, so it took them a while to come after me. But by the time I made it to the first floor of Poppy Hall, feet slammed heavy behind me. Hana! Oh god, oh god! I burst into the damp night air and ran. I didn't know where I was heading. I just ran. I heard the yells of several bodies behind me, shouts of, "Where is she?" bouncing off the walls of the school buildings. Glancing over my shoulder, I saw them split off into groups, each heading in different directions. There! All at once, a cascade of stomping. They were after me. I ran down the hill that led to the soccer field and sprinted across the grounds, lungs burning. Can't breathe. Out of nowhere, a solitary figure appeared in front of me. I lunged to the side to avoid it, but it didn't seem to notice me as I passed. I glanced behind me at it. Pimachi was standing in the middle of the field, staring out at the night sky, his arms wide above his head. What in the hell? At that moment, my foot caught on something and I plunged to the ground. Jared materialized behind me. I got to my feet again and started running, but it was no use. It's no use! He grunted, and then something rammed in my back. Jared tackled me. I collapsed into the ground. We skid a few inches across the dewy grass before coming to a complete stop. I groaned, rolled over, and my back and elbows were on fire. Nah. Jared was gasping just as hard as I was. As he perched on top of me, I silently made a wish that no one would find us out like this. There was no way to explain what was happening here. Please, don't tell anybody what we were doing. I don't really know what you were doing. You just ran at me like a bunch of maniacs. D&D. We were playing D&D. You... what? You can't tell anybody. Seriously, I'm begging you, Hana. If you tell, I'll be ruined. Completely ruined. Please, promise me. I don't even understand. Promise me. Oh, here we go. Oh. If I say why, I will be questioning him, and I can get answers. If I just say I promise... But, see, Mai was telling me this is a two-way street, you know, so, I mean, that means I gotta, like, you know, really make this happen, or otherwise this is gonna be a relationship where Jared is always the one getting his way with me, basically. Even though we already had the one thing where where she was like, I don't like that, so that kind of already happened, but does that kind of extend to this as well? I mean, you don't want to be hell no on what's the big deal. That's definitely out of the question. You've been hiding this from me with a question mark, it's a little more passive. but it's still kind of accusing this. Well, I mean, it's kind of understandable why I should be a little ticked off. But I kind of want to say why. The first one, why. And I will try to stick to my decision. He sat back in frustration, putting pressure on my legs. Hana, please, it's something I don't want people to know about. Can we just leave it at that? No! If you're going to make me a promise, I want to know why I'm signing up for this. Is it not enough that I want you to? No! Who do you think you are? He groaned and fidgeted, almost like a small child denied candy.
Well...
Fine, I'm embarrassed by it. By D&D? Yes, people, they don't just think it's lame, they think it's part of the occult. And we're literally breaking school rules to play it. We're so nerdy. What's wrong with that? He tipped his head back in exasperation. Nothing, not really. I just don't want people to know, okay? Just promise me, please. I tried desperately to hide the amused smile growing on my face, but failed. Fine, I promise.
Alright.
Thank you, Hana. I still don't see what the big deal is, though. D&D's always look like fun to me. Wait, really? Yeah, but I had no idea how to start playing. It's not the kind of thing you can just jump into without someone more experienced, I think. Jared stared at me, completely taken aback. I didn't think it was that big of a deal that someone would want to play D&D, but to Jared it was like the second coming. So, you'd want to play with us? I gasped.
Really?
Would you let me? Really? I mean, I'd have to ask the other guys, but that could be a thing. Jared, that would be so great! I grabbed his hands and jerked them up and down. Jared laughed. Yeah, well, I'll ask then. I guess that's that. This has been hell of a night, hasn't it? I'll say. We should head back. It's way too late to stay out. Okay. You dropped this too. He held up my math book, now wrinkled from sitting in the wet grass of the soccer field. Oh! That could have been a terrible accident, eh? We didn't think anyone would see us. At least it was you and not someone else. Wait, what happened to PBG? Wasn't PBG seen? What happened with that? I nodded. That sounded more like the Jared I knew. Anyway, we should get back in. The two teenagers in a relationship out in the middle of the field of the night would be hard to explain even with the book. I chuckled and stood, my knees protesting. I would definitely be sore tomorrow.
Oh.
I hope you're not hurt. It's alright, I'm fine. He ran a hand through his hair. Smooth, eh? Man, the guys should see me now. Anyway, let's go. I'll walk you back. We walked to Primrose in silence, each of us wrapped in our own thoughts. It was clear Jerry didn't want to talk about it anymore. The issue wasn't closed, but it was time to pull away and rethink what was happening. I headed into the dorm as Jared waved at me from behind. Once I was safely in the stairwell, he turned away, but I didn't start walking back. I should just leave him alone. I climbed the stairs to my floor, desperately happy that I didn't run into anyone else on the way to my room. But, alright, this is a separate scene, and I extended this because, this whole scene kind of started while it was near the end, but, went over. But yeah, I'm ending the episode now, so, yeah, that's all I gotta say. So, this is Firemac saying bye-bye, see you next time.